Let's talk Tanya for the 25th of Nisan of a leap year. So today we conclude chapter 42, a lengthy chapter, all on the topic of Yiras Hashem, the awe and reverence that we need to develop for God. And after all that, Alter Rebbe is going to conclude with this idea. Feelings inherently have several drawbacks. Number one, in order to be able to properly develop a feeling, we need to be able to contemplate, meditate, and be able to generate that feeling through focusing on a certain topic, a certain subject. That's number one. Number two, even after we've developed a feeling, as we know, feelings are unstable, they fluctuate, and some days you feel them more, some days you feel them less. And lastly, sometimes a feeling can even disappear. Feelings are notoriously unstable. So if we're going to rely on feelings, on Yiras Hashem, on having this feeling of awe and reverence for God, it's not always going to be enough. And therefore, in today's Tanya, the Alter Rebbe says, we have to remember what is the foundation, and this we spoke about in the beginning of chapter 41. The foundation actually isn't even a feeling, not even the feeling of awe and reverence. The foundation is Chabad Chasidism. The foundation is the acceptance of the yoke of heaven. And that's a resolve. And a resolve doesn't have to fluctuate. That could be just a resolve. This is what it is. There's God. God relies on me to do a mitzvah, and I am going to do the mitzvah. And that's something which can be a baseline for our work. And therefore, even after we develop the feeling of love and awe, we should never abandon that important number one step, which is Chabad Chasidism, the acceptance of the yoke of heaven, commitment to doing that which God wants us to do. And this expresses itself, the Alter Rebbe says, in the fact that in the morning davening, we say the Shema. Now, the Shema, the actual verse of Shema, is the acceptance of the yoke of heaven. We say Shema Yisrael, Hear O Israel, Hashem Elokeinu, God is our God. God is our God, meaning He's our God, He's our master, and we have to submit to Him and listen to Him. And what do we do right afterwards? We have the Amidah, and what do we do during the Amidah? We bow down to God. That's the ultimate act of submission. During the Shema, we verbally express our submission to God, and then that plays itself out in action during the Amidah. And that also carries over throughout the day, that we have that resolve, and our behavior always has to be consistent with that which God wants, simply because we accept upon ourselves the yoke of heaven. With this, we've concluded chapter 42. Tomorrow, we start chapter 43, and we're going to start learning about the highest and most sublime level of awe that there is.